Hi, and welcome to the Soulcial Sage. I am your host, Sage Hill. Thank you for joining our episode today. So today I wanted to talk about room and making room for other people, realizing that there's enough room for everybody. There's enough room for all of us. And I say that because I think that so many times, at least I've witnessed in my life, there be this sense of unspoken competition between women, and in particular between women of color, because that's my audience, right? So we're talking about things that happen to us. I feel like there is a sense that there can only be one person who is going to get the top job, one person that can represent, if that's even a thing, right? Represent us and how we show up in our organizations, in our communities, in our social circles, when in fact, we all bring something unique and special to the table. There are aspects of this society that I believe tries to pit us against each other. Maybe that makes it more interesting for them. I really don't know. But this much I do know. There's room for all of us at the table. And that's where we should be, at the table. Not worried about where or how or when another sister is going to excel and achieve some level of success, because we're all in this together, and we're all taking a different journey. We may be within the same organization, but I am a firm believer that what is meant for me is going to come to me. What is meant for you will come to you. And I think this spills over beyond just what may happen on the job in the corporate world, but this spills over to our relationships with other women. And I think that this sense that we are competing somehow against each other creates distance between us. And here at the Soulcial Sage, that is what I'm trying to change. I want to see us come together, because we're more empowered when we come together in numbers. When it comes to relationships, to meeting men, I think that competition surfaces yet again. Maybe it's because we have this belief in our community that there are so few eligible Black men to choose from. But really, we're limiting ourselves. Let's just be honest. We're not always first in mind. We're not always first in mind when it comes to men within our own community. We have to sometimes fight against stereotypes that have been perpetrated within our own communities about us. And as sad as that is, it is a reality. We are seeing more and more Black men make the clear and obvious decision not to consider us. And while I don't agree with that, not just because I'm a Black woman. I don't agree with that just from a point of principle, because you cannot judge every woman off of a few situations that you may have experienced with that same race. That's no different than the white woman who clutches her purse when she gets into an elevator with a Black male, or the Asian woman, or whatever the race may be. Those stereotypes have been perpetrated about us by other cultures, predominantly one culture, but other cultures have adopted it. And Black men don't like that either. But yet some of these same men have made a decision to intentionally not consider us. And I think that we have an obligation to ourselves to not assist or aid in that whole idea that somehow we're less than. And when we look at each other sideways, and when we compete in this competition that really doesn't exist, we're actually helping them to disparage us, because we're disparaging us. We have to come together, and we have to lift each other up. And we have to realize that as Black women, we are unique, and we are special, and we are beautiful, and we are exotic. We are the original exotic. What we have, other people want. The lips, the shape, the sassiness, the confidence. These things are sought after by other cultures. These are things that are innate to us as Black women. So what others see in us, despite what they say about us, we have to see in ourselves. And when we start to see it, then we'll realize that each of us comes here with something special, something unique to offer, with a set purpose that no one can take away from you. You have a reason for being. And when we start to recognize that we all have a reason for being, and each of our reasons is unique and different and special, we can start to recognize the beauty and the uniqueness in each other. And we can come together, and we can talk about the challenges that we face, not being concerned about whether or not this sister is going to get to the line first. Because the only line that we have is truly the finish line. And that finish line is not a destination or an achievement or an accomplishment. That is the end. This is our journey. We should be taking that journey together, uplifting each other, supporting each other, encouraging one another. That's what we need. That's what we need. So I encourage you to join me on the next episode. We're going to be talking about this journey that we're on together. Thank you for listening. I'm Sage Hill. This is the Soulcial Sage.